Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of World Wrestling Conversations. As usual, I'm your host, Isaiah, and joining me is my co-host today, hailing all the way from the plains and the islands of Nguvauva in Itofimvaba. He does not know who Michael Jackson is. He has 7 TikTok followers and he weighs in at 45 pounds. He is the one, the only Vusi.
Yeah, Ayos. Let's welcome these folks to the Uso Penitentiary. Bam! Okay, all right. Hey, let's get it, Us.
All right. A very fitting entrance after.
Oh, what's up, people? And I do not have 7 followers. Clearly, this Samantha thing seems like all the ring announcers are flopping today, huh? Clearly. But okay,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm not from that place he speaks of, and I do know Michael Jackson.
Vusi doesn't know Michael
Because
Jackson,
I know him
guys.
after
Like
he died.
this
Does
is.
not mean that I don't know him at all, guys. Okay.
I'll never forgive you for
Oh my God.
for the fact that you don't know Michael Jackson. I'll never let that go. I will not. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We just got off an amazing Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And without wasting any more time, let's get right to it. Kicking off the show, I was so surprised to have the men's Money in the Bank, going on first.
Wait. So, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, actually, I think it's only fitting we start the show that way from now on. Yeah. Yeah. World Wrestling Conversations. What do you want to talk about? All right, let's go. We're talking about Money in the Bank today. The show kicked off with the men's Money in the Bank, and that match was it delivered. It was what we expected it to be. No surprise, Logan Paul and Ricochet, pulling off some crazy stunts once again. I really thought something happened or something was going to happen to Logan Paul or either one of them. I thought they were going to break their necks or something. And of course, it was almost going, in a way that we all thought it would go with LA Knight taking the victory, taking the W. But those dreams were shattered, I guess, because in the end, Damian Priest took the briefcase and yeah, Bruce, I can see you're very frustrated by this. Tell us what you're thinking.
Yeah, as you said, it was a 5-star match. Crazy things happened. I actually that Spanish fly from Logan and Ricochet, that was insane. But for me, it kind of scared me because the landing
was
did
very
not
scary.
look like it did not look really safe. It was very
Yeah.
very scary. Yeah, I was terrified, especially for Logan for after that fall because I think he took most of the impact there. It was a bit of a flop, but well, they recover. Well, they seem okay to me after, because I'm also currently watching Monday Night Raw right now. So they seem about fine-ish, as wrestlers would be. Um, yeah, and it's unfortunate, but Damian Priest was my second pick anyway. So either way, I guess I'm quite happy with the outcome. But I am still not over the fact that LA Knight did not win. I hate the fact that he didn't win, and I don't know. That was a frustrating. Like, how dare they do that to me? Like, the
Yeah.
man was cleaning house. All he had to do was climb the ladder, grab the briefcase. Like, he was literally like he grabbed it.
Mm.
He almost unlocked it, and then at that very 1 second, Priest just shows up out of the blue as if he jumped on top of the ladder. Like, how did he appear so fast? I don't know, but yeah, he grabbed that briefcase. I mean, he choke slammed. I think he broken arrowed LA Knight and shattered all my dreams of seeing the megastar. Yeah, become Mr. Money in the Bank.
And you're speaking of LA Knight, the guy was on an amazing trajectory, like he has the momentum, he has the crowd behind him, he's doing so well. Him winning the Money in the Bank was perfect, right? It seemed like the perfect thing to do right now. But then now that he didn't lose, how do you think this is going to affect him? Does it kill his momentum? Is it going to make us want to see more of him? Where does he go from here, basically? Is this a good thing or a bad thing for him? And how can he capitalize on it if it's a bad thing?
I really don't know.
Mm.
At this point, I really don't know, because LA Knight winning was what the fans wanted. This wasn't. I don't think this was ideally WWE's plan from the get-go. And what I'm saying is that, like, LA Knight was a heel, and as much as he tried to stay that way, the fans did not want him to win. So then at some point, I can see that he pretty much accepted that we like the guy. No matter how much he tried to make us hate him, it's not gonna stop us. We love the guy, and we wanted him to win. I don't know if he should potentially turn into a baby face and just try to see how far that goes, or I don't really see what's next for him. Honestly, I don't even see um him anything exciting anymore for him after that, because I feel like he was at its peak at that moment, and after not reaching it, I'm not ideally sure what can he do to recover from that.
Mm.
But he's still LA Knight, so he can still. I'm sure he's gonna find a way to still keep us believing that one day this man might, become big.
We're already backing him, so he has the potential to grow. I'd like to see what happens from here. I hope he turns face, because yeah, I think that's the only thing that can happen for him right now, because I don't think he can get any gold, or right now I don't think so. But him turning face might be the next best thing for him. But going back to the winner, Damian Priest, this is definitely, I mean, it's good for the Judgment Day. Okay, we'll talk about whether it's good or bad for the Judgment Day later on, because there's something that happened later in the show as well that raised a lot of question marks. But with Priest having the case, which title is best for him right now? Personally, I've always wanted to see Priest versus the Chief, Roman Reigns. Like, I don't know, there's just something, I feel like that match has potential Well, anyway, I thought it did back then, but then now that Roman Reigns is untouchable, it's like, I don't know how that will work out. But I've always wanted to see Damian Priest go up against Roman Reigns. I don't know why. Just I hope he cashes in on Roman Reigns. Although I don't know if that's going to happen. But on your side, you're okay, you're saying no. You're saying no. So you want him to cash in on Seth, obviously. Yeah. Why is that?
So, look, maybe I'm too fixated on this. I won't lie. But I want Roman Reigns to be protected. Okay, and we're gonna speak about the outcome. What's this gonna mean with Jay and all of that later on the show. So stay tuned, guys. My point being, as much as everybody probably, I don't know, majority of the fans probably forgot about this a bit, or maybe I'm the only one who hasn't given up on this yet. But I still feel like Cody should finish the story. And the best way to finish the story is to take that title from Roman Reigns. Majority of people would say no, Cody should win the World Heavyweight title from Seth Rollins. That's how we should finish the story. I say that's bull. Why I say this is because, one, look, I know that Cody has 3 wins on Seth, right? So it would make sense for him to beat Seth. Yeah, that makes sense. But the problem is, it's not going to be an iconic win for this guy. And another thing is, that's just going to mess with Seth's, I can say, I don't know, reputation maybe, because now it just feels like, look, Seth always goes up, and then now Cody's gonna be the one who keeps putting him down. And with Seth's current career, with his momentum, with these constant character changes, he always stays relevant. Yeah, and with this happening to him, it's just, I can say, pretty much unfair. Yeah, so it would be unfair to Seth if this is how he loses the title, you know. And I feel like also it would be unfair for Cody as well to win that title. It would, yes, as Roman would call it, would be a consolation prize, you know, like look for the next best thing sort of thing, you know. Look, so as much as Damian Priest cashing in on Roman Reigns, I would not be a fan of that at all.
Yeah.
I can see him cashing in on Seth, but Seth seems to be pretty on his. He knows a thing or two about cash-ins, so
Yep.
that wouldn't be an easy thing to do.
Yeah. It
so
would be
my best pick my best decision here would be Damian Priest should focus on the World Heavyweight title, please, and stay away from the Universal.
Yeah, I mean, even from a storyline perspective, I think it would make more sense because Judgment Day is currently involved with, Seth Rollins. So, and the title is on Raw as well. So, I guess it would make more sense. And also, I think it would be quite poetic, because I mean, Seth pulled off the biggest heist ever, and then for him to come and lose the title through a Money in the Bank cash in to just be like, yeah. But anyway. Let's see where that goes. Yeah. All right. Next up we had the Intercontinental Championship match. Gunther versus Matt Riddle. And I don't want to call it a squash. I mean, Riddle he gave it. He gave his all, even though he was injured and everything, but I did expect Gunther to win. Just it felt too easy for me. I don't know, it was like I thought would have more close calls or something else or whatever, but like just like took his leg and then made him tap, and that was it. um you know Gunther right now, he's proving a force to reckon with, eh? There's literally, well, there's almost no one left. He's taken out practically everyone. I was a bit disappointed that Randy Orton never came back. But like Gunther, yeah, he's on a hectic roll. And at the end of the match, Drew McIntyre makes his return, comes down to the ring, Claymore's the guy, and I guess that's him dropping the gauntlet. So I'm sure we can expect a match between the two at SummerSlam. But then um what these two have gone up against each other before, right? One-on-one, have they? It was just a triple threat. Okay. So do you think, I mean, Drew McIntyre, look, these are both guys who are they're just like they're amazing talents, we've seen Drew go up against the Chief. He almost took down Roman Reigns. Do you think he has what it takes to take down Gunther right now with on the road that Gunther is on, and even factoring in the numbers game with Imperium and all that? Do you think Drew McIntyre stands a chance against Gunther?
Hell yeah. Like, one, like, yo, where can I start? Okay, let's go back to WrestleMania with their match, the match with Sheamus. One is that this man, he showed that he's far more tougher than Gunther's chops. He Gunther would chop him and then he would chop right back, like as if like those things are not like the man was just it's like he had a chest of steel, like it was impenetrable. You know, it looked painful and hell, it sounded painful, but he just toughened Drew up. Like, yeah. Two, it's not a for me. It's not an ideal shocker to see Drew McIntyre. Um, he has what I call the one man army mode,
Yeah.
and by that I mean he even if you outnumber the guy, he will beat all of you guys down. Either way, one man. And yeah, it's unfortunate what happened at with his match with Roman, even though it was like he was literally a second close to taking those titles from him. But yeah, I really, really think that at SummerSlam we are going to have a new Intercontinental Champion. Even though last time it was him and Sheamus. This time he's by himself. It's one-on-one. So this one would prove more of a fact that who is actually better between Gunther and Drew McIntyre. So my money is on Drew McIntyre in this one. And the man does look bigger and better than ever. So I think he ideally trained for this match while he was gone.
Yeah, yeah. No, I can see that happening. I can see that happening. But the thing is, for me, I was so sure at WrestleMania, like that was a triple threat match. I was like, this guy now, I mean, because even like from day one, I've always been doubting him. I'm like, yeah, his arms, bro, they're so skinny, like, okay, not like skinny, but like compared to other wrestlers, like, you look at other wrestlers' arms, they're like huge, but like, I don't know, Gunther's just like, I don't know. For me, I was just always like from the start, I was like, this guy, does he? But like he's been proving me wrong time and again, So like now that we're at a point where it's like,
Oh my god! Wait! bear in mind, I think he wasn't he wasn't this skinny back then.
Oh, okay. Hey!
Uh,
Yo, he really used to look like this. Wow.
this guy is Gunther before. Yes. And because I knew Gunther from when he was still in the NXT UK, and he was still like this when he held the NXT UK title, world title, for 2 years, undefeated. This transformation happened when he went to the main roster.
Mhm.
So
I see.
I knew this guy for a long time, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. He is by far um, an spectacular superstar. And those chops, I've heard them from
Yeah.
then till now.
That's
So
that's the thing. So
he is a force to be reckoned.
exactly. So that's the thing. For me, it's something that I've had to learn by watching him. Just like you said, you knew him like, from those days and stuff. I didn't know him from then, but like when he first came, there was that doubt, but like he's constantly proven me wrong time and again, and now I'm actually starting to believe that this guy is the real deal. So even with the return of Drew McIntyre, I've seen, I know, come on, Drew is Drew, like, it's Drew McIntyre. You get what I mean? But then now with the level that Gunther has risen to, I'm really, I don't
Now
know.
the thing is, bear in mind, Drew McIntyre, he was seen as the chosen one back then. And then that flopped, he got fired,
Mm,
So when he came back, um, bear in mind, I knew how tough he is from TNA because that was when he started to become noticed again. And then from TNA, he went to NXT, won the world title there. Then he made the main roster once again. So I can't generally say that Drew isn't someone you would say um, he was just the best from the beginning. Forced to be reckoned with from the beginning. The man had left. He got bigger, and then he came back afterwards. Because bear in mind, he was in the 3-man band. How do
yeah.
you go from an Intercontinental champion to joining a 3-man band, and then somewhere around the line you got fired, and then after that, yeah, you see. So you can say it's Drew McIntyre, yeah, but that's the same thing with Gunther here, because as I said, this man was a force to be reckoned with even before the body transformation.
Mm.
As I said, he was NXT UK champion for 2 years. And most of those title defenses were not even with help. It was
Yeah.
all him.
Yeah, no. So I personally don't know what to expect going into this. Okay, the only thing that's guaranteed is it's going to be a brawl because these are two brawlers.
Yep.
So that's definitely something to look forward to. But I would have to, if I do have to pick, I would have to pick Gunther because of the role that he's on and also the numbers with Imperium. Even though he doesn't really rely on them much, but I just think so. But then going to Riddle, Randy Orton didn't come back. He lost. He's injured. What's next for the guy?
Yeah, I haven't lost hope on Randy coming back yet. Um, so we still have some weeks to. If I don't really see what the next step could be for Riddle. Maybe he can start a grudge. Heck, nah, or maybe I don't know. He could face Seth Rollins for the world title. I mean, they had an awesome match. It was last year. and that match was awesome. So, yeah, I can only hope to see how far this.
Yeah, I think he should continue to stay close to KO and Sammy.
And he tends to have these. He tends to have a thing with making tag teams. So.
So I think he should stay close to those guys, and then when Randy form some sort of alliance kind of vibes, and then when Randy Orton does come back, it's like, you know, he switches his allegiance to Randy, and then Randy and like, RK Bro versus KO and Sammy, and that'll probably be an awesome match. So I just hope Randy Orton comes back soon. I hope he does, because yeah, poor Riddle, man. Like, yeah, Randy Orton needs to come back.
Yeah, I haven't lost hope on Randy coming back yet. So we still have some weeks to. If I don't really see what the next step could be for Riddle. Maybe he can start a grudge. Heck, nah, or maybe I don't know. He could face Seth Rollins.
And speaking of returns, it's been like the second Money in the Bank in a row where this guy has made his return. You know, he left. I mean, he's taken a break from filming Fast and the Furious 10. He is the 16-time world heavyweight champion, coming in by full surprise. Literally nobody saw it coming.
And his name is John Cena!
How did we not know about it? Like how he was very good at hiding this.
You can't sing, bro. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Like, I don't think anyone like this is something that we've been missing from wrestling for so long, ever since the introduction of social media. Social media just brought about spoilers. Like, nothing is hidden anymore, you know? There's always rumors, there's always this, there's always that. But with this time, it was like, shh. And then his music hits, and I'm like, I'm thinking it's an ad or something. Like, maybe I'm like, no, is this live? Is this real? Is this happening? It was him, John Cena, made his return to the show, and he didn't fight anyone or anything. He just came to talk about how he wants to bring WrestleMania to London. That's where Money in the Bank was. So he was talking about how, WrestleMania is going to come to London. I don't know if he's talking about the next one or the one after that or whatever, but WrestleMania is going to come to London. Grayson Waller comes out, talks some trash, and they toss hands for a little bit. John Cena gives him the attitude adjustment, and that's pretty much it. I don't see any him staying for a run or one more match or a title or anything like that. He just came to talk about WrestleMania, and that was pretty much it. So now this now raises questions. Why is he, first of all, talking about WrestleMania, and why does he want it to come to London so much? My theory is it's not a theory, but I'm just thinking, speculating, I guess. Maybe he's talking about Mania coming to London because maybe that's the Mania where he's going to sort of break Ric Flair's record, or maybe that's when he's going to maybe that's where he's going to have his final match, or something significant is going to happen, at that Mania. And I think it's going to be traced back to that moment. I mean, him making that announcement, that's where it's like the beginning of whatever is going to happen at that WrestleMania in London. I don't know. What do you think?
Okay. So one is like, I don't think you understand like how obvious like that question is. Like, why does he want WrestleMania to be in London? Did you not hear the crowd in
No,
London?
of
Did
course,
you
of
not
course.
hear how loud? Did you not hear
Yeah.
the singing? Did you not hear the chanting? London's crowd is insane. Those guys are by far for me the best damn crowd I've ever
Mm,
seen
mm,
entirely. I thought Saudi Arabia was awesome, but London,
yeah.
London is this entire time these guys were underrated. Like I have never seen people like this. Like oh my gosh, they were loud. They were free. They were crazy. They were in sync. Even the British accent within the cheering, you can hear it. That's how in sync they were. It's like London. Oh my gosh!
I was
Nah,
saying
I
it actually,
appreciate
if
London's crowd. This, but yeah, let's get back to Cena. So one, like Cena can see how crazy London is, and he can
Cena can
see
see,
how awesome London is. He had the charisma to spike out these guys. Like, man, the moment the man was like, I'm here to bring WrestleMania to London, even he saw how crazy they went. Like, they went ballistic when that happened. And that's what he loves. Like, that's why he was there. So it wasn't about, and as he said, it wasn't about him getting a lost match or um, no. He wanted WrestleMania to be in London because of the fact that London is a WrestleMania level crowd, you know. So I can see why Cena had I can see why he came out there and just saw how and basked in the magic that London has. So he was wearing his ring gear, and I thought that he was gonna fight actually. But as he said on a podcast, I recall he can't wrestle anymore, and well, not as much as he did back then, and not the quality that he can give that he gave back then. So sadly, I can see him retiring, and it's not gonna be something like that. Like in terms of him reaching 17. Even I think Ric Flair feels that Randy Orton should reach 17, and I really agree with him about that. But Cena fighting, I don't see that happening anytime soon, unless unless it is a retirement match.
so moving on to the rest of the night, we then had the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. In my opinion, this match was second. It was the second best match of the night. I mean, besides the one that comes next, but like this match was this match was on point. For me, I feel like this one was amazing. The spots, everything was just like on point. So with regards to the winner, I kept mentioning I wanted somebody, a fresh talent to win, and Io Sky was my first pick, and I got it right. So in the match,
You don't keep bragging about that.
she actually handcuffed Bailey and Becky Lynch to pick up the win, for the thingy, to win the Money in the Bank. But something very interesting happened. Bailey at some point, I think, pushed her down from the ladder, and then Io then now came back and handcuffed Bailey. So these people are two people who are on the same team, and I mean they're in the match, but like you have to do what you have to do to win. In these type of matches, even though you're teammates and stuff. But like, could this spell potential problems for the group, or is it even, does it mean the end? Is it the end of damage control, or is it just something that, is it the beginning of the end only, or is it not even, like, it's just like, look, I understand you had to do what you had to do, I had to do what I had to do, but you got the win at the end of the day, let's just move on.
I agree with you on that. We did say that I wanted to see an underdog, and within those underdogs, it was either for me, it was either Selena Vega or Io Sky. So I am happy about the outcome there. And yeah, the match was awesome. Becky can win that thing anytime she wants, but now wouldn't be the time. So luckily she didn't win. So thankfully, I'm glad that she didn't win. So Io Sky, I'm really hoping that she cashes in on Asuka, of course. I would like to see those two actually beef out and have a grudge match there. Hell, I would love to see her cash in at SummerSlam within the triple threat with Bianca and Charlotte, because Charlotte tends to be cashed in on quite a lot, eh?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
no opportunity there. So, so yeah, I am entirely happy that Io won. And in terms of damage control, yeah, this could be the beginning of the end. It could even, I'm not saying it might happen, but it could actually be even in the way that maybe Io tries to cash in and then she fails because of Bailey.
Because
We
of
have our
Bailey.
first cash in failing because of Bailey.
Mm.
That's also possible. So yeah, so I can see exciting things brewing from this one as well.
It would kind of be, because I mean, Bailey has worked so hard to bring these girls, like, you know, to where they are, and then you'd think she would be happy, you know, to see them flourish and succeed and all these things. But like, if it now means that she now starts tearing them down, it's like, you know, what were you working for all this time, you know? So anyway, let's see. So with Cody and Dom, yeah, that the outcome, you know, came out as expected. Cody took the win, and I'm just trying to think of. Okay, Cody took the win. You know, he beat Dom, but Dom, I mean, he did, you know, try and um hold his own, I guess, but you know, he ended up falling short in the end. And like we were discussing before, obviously a win for Cody, I mean, it's cool and everything, but like, do you think that how do you think this affects Dom? Is it good for him, the outcome of this match? Or do you feel like he had like a platform to prove himself, and you know, he's sort of made a name for himself, kind of, and he can take advantage of this?
Well, once again, I can say that he was booed off the arena. But look, regardless of if Dom wins or loses this match, it still highlights him as by far one of the best heels so far right now, because of the fact that because of the crowd hating him so damn much. So it didn't necessarily harm him as much. It would have been great for him to win, actually, but with little help. That's why I was hoping for Brock to return there. But Brock didn't come back, so I don't even know if he's gonna. Yeah, he might come. Yeah, I'm still hoping that he comes back. He probably is gonna come back. Maybe on next Raw. I don't know. I really do hope he. Yeah. Anyway, so regardless, yeah, Dom's still fine. There's no harm in there. We just need to know what's next for him, honestly, in this case. As for Cody, again, he still has unfinished business with Brock, and I feel like he might either go back there. Yeah, he's definitely gonna go back there actually.
Yeah, because
So, if not, then I don't ideally know what could be next for Cody because I don't see him finding a way to fight Roman, especially in SummerSlam right now as a Raw superstar. So, um, yeah, there's no way for him to go against Roman at SummerSlam. So, ideally, it's either he goes back to Brock or he finds somebody else to have a grudge with.
yeah, and I mean the only person is Seth Rollins, but like we don't want that to happen. So I don't know. Maybe you just have to step off the scene for a while, or continue feuding with the Judgment Day. Maybe Finn this time.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
possible. That's possible.
So yeah, with Cody, I guess he just has to get busy with something. And for Dom, I think Dom is still okay. He has the Judgment Day. He's the biggest heel right now. I think he just needs to continue on the same trajectory and I guess just find a new opponent for him. Maybe I don't know. No rematch. Rematch won't be necessary. But yeah, yeah. And while we're still on the Judgment Day, Finn Balor went up against Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship, and as expected, that match delivered. You know, we it was going very well, and until some point in the match, Damian Priest walks out. Remember, he won the Money in the Bank contract before earlier on in the night, so he comes out, and we think he's gonna cash in to make it a triple threat, and he just goes to sit at ringside and just watches the match, go on. And Finn Balor is now has the upper hand. He's literally about to um take Seth out with the coup de grace, and then Damian Priest almost distracts him. Not almost. He actually does distract him. Just not sure if it was intentional or not. He stands up, and then
It wasn't intentional.
yeah, and then and then before Finn could jump, he's looking at him, and then Seth takes advantage of the distraction and he picks up the win. So that left a bit of tension, between the two. It was like, what are you doing? Why did you do what you did? They were just like arguing over there. We didn't really get to hear what they said, but I never really understood what happened there. This now raises the question: what does Damian Priest winning the contract mean for the Judgment Day? We thought it was going to be a win for them, but we don't know now because, like, why would he um prevent Finn Balor from winning? Is it because maybe he doesn't want to cash in on Finn? He would rather cash in on Seth. Maybe he's trying to protect the Judgment Day, or maybe that's his way of saying, I have the briefcase. I don't need you, Finn, anymore to be like our leader or whatever. I'm better than you or whatever. Um, what does it mean? Is it good or is it bad for them? Is this feud? Is this the end of the Judgment Day? Is this what's going on here? What's your take on it, Fus?
Firstly, of course, the match was fire, as I expected, and I did say before that Balor needs this more. I was rooting for Balor. Sorry, Seth, but yeah. Okay, Priest showing up. I can see that ideally his strategy was to mess with Seth Rollins' head because, like, yeah, I can come in there and cash in, make this match triple threat anytime I want. But what got me was that attempt. I don't think that wasn't intentional at all. I think that was purely intentional. I think his plan ideally was the moment Finn Balor could guard Seth, that's when I attack. That's what the plan was. But when Finn Balor saw him about to do that, that was when I was like, yeah, he sees what this man was about to do. So you can see that he was trying to attempt to cash in right there. So yeah, this is gonna spur a lot of tension within the Judgment Day. It's gonna put a lot of heat. They were already pushing each other right before even the Money in the Bank even happened. But like I could see them pushing through that afterwards. But this time it felt like, dude, you screwed me over here, you know. And before Balor could trust him because he did ask if he wins, he wasn't gonna cash in on him, right? And Priest was like, yeah, you know. But then, when the time seemed so, he actually was like, maybe I can go in there and take the title, you know. And he did attempt that, and it led to Balor losing his chance at winning because he was literally one coup de grace away to take that title.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is not good for the Judgment Day, honestly. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how are they gonna solve this. I don't even know if are they gonna like let somebody go? Are they gonna betray someone? We don't know. All I know is that the Judgment Day are not on the same page right now.
Yeah, that's you think, I mean, going into this event, you were going into it thinking Judgment Day could come out stronger than ever after Money in the Bank, with Priest winning the contract, Finn winning the title, Dom taking a win off of Cody Rhodes. Imagine where that would have how that would have set them up, going forward. And now, I mean, Dom didn't take the win. Priest has the contract. He's there at ringside with Finn Balor, to already, like, him being at ringside is already mind games enough for Seth, but him being at ringside with the briefcase, Finn has the advantage. You understand? Like, just play your cards right. You guys are walking out with everything, and you guys are, you're here now, But then now it's like everything is just messed up and confused, and it's like, why? What are you trying to do to yourselves? You're literally jeopardizing yourselves, and why? I guess we'll find out as the week unfolds, their reasons for what they did. And now our main event, the Bloodline Civil War. The Usos versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. Mm, 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 mm.
Words can't describe what I saw in that thing. I can't even rate it.
That
It
match,
was one hell of a moment.
5-star match, as usual, with whenever the Bloodline's involved, 5 stars. But the highlight of the night, for the first time in over 3 years, Roman Reigns was pinned and he lost the match. 1, 2, 3. The Usos picked up the win over Solo and Reigns, and I don't know what to expect. The thing about this is Roman Reigns for a long time, he's carried that mystique of being untouchable. He's had this thing of head of the table, I'm the chief, I'm the guy, and him being, undisputed champ and not being pinned, not losing, that was his thing. You understand? That's what made him. It was a huge contributing factor to who this whole head of the table scheme, right? Now with this pin, it now raises the question: Does this first of all, does it take away anything from Reigns? And number two, many people have said that the only reason he's been winning so much is because of the Usos. So with this loss, does that sort of prove that he is in fact nothing without the Usos?
Yes and no. Um, let's take it back a bit. I mean, Roman Reigns was Universal Champion before the Bloodline, so he took the title on his own, and he even beat one of the Usos within that reign itself. And there are matches where he was by himself, where he fought by himself without. Okay, actually. Oh, I think the one he had against Cena and the Edge, he fought by himself, as well as the Demon King. I think the Demon King as well, he fought by himself there. So there are matches where I can say he did not need the Usos at all. So, but most of the time, the Usos were there to help him. And yes, in a way, it does prove that he was nothing without those guys, because most of the time he did scary. Even with Cody, Cody had him. He had him. Like I haven't let go of that. He had. Anyway, and I know how iconic it was to see that the one who pinned him was actually Jey Uso himself, the man who he saw himself to be the next tribal chief. So that was quite an iconic moment. Man had a tantrum when the show went off the air. It was funny. So it was a momentous thing to see. It was something that you would never see every day, and it had a lot of emotion in it. So now the question is, Roman has cemented himself as the greatest of all time with this reign. And what I'm not looking forward to, and I'm not hoping happens, look, Jey was the one who grabbed the pin. Now, of course, there's going to be speculations whereby should Jey be the one who dethrones Roman Reigns at SummerSlam? And look, as I said, I'm still on the finish the story bit.
You're not letting this go.
I am never letting go of the story not being finished. Because why I say this is because Cody needs this to perform more than Jey does. I won't lie to you. And as I said this before, even if Jey dethrones him, in a way, technically, the title is still within the bloodline. So technically, nobody really won this match. It was just given to somebody else. But yeah, point being. So Jey being the one who dethrones Roman, it would be an exciting story, but it wouldn't be a great end for me to that story. And as I said, Cody's the one who needs this more because he's not just doing this for himself. He's doing this for his home family as well. He's doing this for his late father. So he should be the one who takes the title from Roman, because wrestling has more than one royal family, as the song says. So The match was awesome. The Usos doing a spear on Roman Reigns, that was awesome. Roman stacking them, spiking them, and then pinning them, that was awesome. That low blow was awesome. Like, I can name a lot of things that happened on that match. It was just pure, it was just perfection. And quite a great end to it as well, with Jey Uso being the one who pins Roman Reigns. So I am really looking forward to what happens. It's in SmackDown.
Yeah. Same. So now this now brings me to my next question, because it's like what does this mean for the bloodline going forward? Are we looking at a feud that is going to continue, like it's not over? Or is this the end of the bloodline completely? Like they've had their beef and now it's done. Like Usos won, we go our separate ways. Chief and Solo go their separate ways. This is the end of it. Or do they say, look, we're brothers fight. We had our beef, we beat each other. Let's patch things up. Let's forget about all this and we're good. Let's continue together. Do they continue together? Do they go their separate ways, or do they continue to beef?
I don't think it's over. I feel like it's just getting started. One thing for sure is that Solo is gonna be the last one to leave. Cody kind of spoiled that for us long ago. Yeah, Solo's gonna be the last one to leave. This is gonna prolong a little bit more. Their grudge is gonna prolong. That Civil War is gonna continue a little bit more, probably up until next year. High chance. And yeah, it's gonna be quite an exciting run to see this. I think they will probably end maybe next year's WrestleMania. That's when I can say the bloodline would have officially ended, with Roman being by himself. And that would mean he'll be the most vulnerable now. Anyone can take the chance to take the title from him. It's not gonna be an easy shot, but I think that ideally can be a nice, good way as well for Cody to finish the story. Nobody else, Cody, to finish the story.
Yeah. But another thing, I think that's also like a problem, because Roman has been built to be this guy. He's built to be that guy. You know what I mean? Even like aside from the bloodline. So now it's like, if you take away the bloodline and you have people now being able to, because this guy is good, bro. Like, he's good even on his own, like even before the bloodline, in the days of the Shield, even after he separated from the Shield, like he's amazing in the ring. Like, for me, I said it a long time ago, I was like, this guy is untouchable. He's wow, But now it's like, with everything that's been happening around the bloodline and how he's been protected so much, it's almost looks like he's lost that credibility. You know what I mean? Even though he is who he says he is, like, one-on-one, you know what I mean? He's proven himself to be that person. So like, I feel like him losing the bloodline and then losing the title is just going to sort of negate everything that they've built him up to be. Because it's like, oh, now it's going to be like, oh, so this whole time this guy was just hiding behind the bloodline. We take away the bloodline and he's not as strong as we thought he was. He's just gonna lose or whatever. You get what I mean? I feel like even after he loses the bloodline, maybe for some time he just hangs around on his own and then goes to lose. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, that's actually would be a good idea. I agree with you on that one. But bear in mind, the Roman of before was still protected, but just that the protection was hidden compared to the protection of the now. And they kind of flopped him. They invested a lot on him, but this was when the cash in happened, and he lacked that character development. He wasn't as fun to watch as he is now. They were really trying to make him the face of the company, the guy, as you say, but it wasn't really working out that way, because one thing about it is that they tried to make him the next John Cena, and heck, after that promo, that that
He
did
was
not work
buried
very well
alive.
for him. He was
Yeah.
destroyed. Pure domination.
Yeah.
So with the tribal chief character, there it's like they gave him an opportunity to be himself, to be the one and only Roman Reigns, and that's the by far the best decision they've made, is to let him take control, let him be what he wants to be, and it continued to grow and get better as time went, even better. It couldn't even get any worse or bad. It was just becoming what they were planning to make him to be. He didn't even need to win this title 16 times. He held it for a very long duration. And as all good things, they have to end at some point. Look, I wasn't gonna be entertained. 2 years later, it's 2026, and Roman Reigns is still Universal Champion. I would have been bored, because now it's just gonna end up being predictable. You would be there, be like, okay, we have a match against Roman Reigns and Seth freaking Rollins. Roman's winning. Next pay-per-view, same thing. We're gonna say Roman's winning. Next pay-per-view, Roman's winning. Next pay-per-view, Roman's winning. We would have lost interest because we already know the outcome. So this has to end, guys. We cannot continue with this. You can't be 2040 and I'm like 45 years old and Roman is still Universal Champion. No. Okay. Let it go now. It's time. And I feel like this man needs a vacation. So after he loses, I can say it's not gonna negate him. He needs to be gone. We need to relax from this. We need to look at something new. We need to be focusing on something else for a change. And up until he comes back. Maybe after he comes back and maybe he takes the title back, I can see that happening. But like, hey, I'm back, God mode back again. Or a new character. I don't know. Okay, not necessarily a new character. Maybe a more upgraded tribal chief, I can say, coming. But we need a break from him right now, honestly. And I feel like he needs one too, because when you're the big guy, you don't get a lot of vacations, you don't get a lot of day offs. It's a whole lot of work being the face of the company. Even Cena, even though he wanted the title 16 times, he knows how busy things can be there when you take that role. And even though he showed that it was fine with him, he's still a human being after all. So yeah, at some point it must end.
When do you think it's enough? Like, how many days do you think this guy has to go? I feel like they want him to get to Bruno Sammartino's days. So he might just be around for quite some time. Or
like 4,000.
I think it's 3,000. Is it 3,000?
1,000 days.
Yeah, Bruno Sammartino is 3,000, and he just clocked 1,000. So
Nah, guys. I feel like if they go that round, I would have been done watching WWE by then because I would have been extremely bored and annoyed.
But I mean,
Like
it's
how
been 3 years and
organized.
it's been 3 years and we've been entertained so far. So they just might find a way to keep us engaged. Because I don't
Yeah,
think they would bring him this far
you're
for
right.
nothing. I don't think he would get this far to stop here. I think they want him to be the GOAT. So he might just be around for quite some time.
It's enough. It really is enough. Like if they're gonna go that route, then we pick up the bloodline now.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. They'll keep finding ways to keep you guessing, keep you engaged, keep you asking questions, keep you talking, keep you. But let's see. I could be wrong. He might just lose it next week, next pay-per-view. So
Yeah.
yeah. Righty then. Any closing remarks from you?
Yeah. All I can say is that what's coming next is gonna be also just as big as what we saw on Sunday. So yeah, as I make my exit, Usi out.
Uso! Down six. Day one is down six. Day one.
That was Wusi, ladies and gentlemen. That's our show. Thank you so much for sticking around till this end. If you've watched till this point, please make sure you subscribe, like, let us know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you next week for more World Wrestling conversations. Salute.